On my last segment, I talked about how AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon have been as slow as molasses to expand or improve their coverage in the Adirondacks, but now we get to the fun part, the Adirondack Park Agency, or the APA for short. How cell towers are built in the Adirondacks requires a person who owns private property to lease their land to a carrier, but those towers have to be approved by the EPA. There are some problems though. Problem one is that the permitting process is excruciatingly long, often taking between 1 or 2 years before a tower can be built. Such is the case with my hometown of Essex, New York. The newest Frankenpine Tower received permission from the APA in 2021, but it wasn't constructed and completed until September 2022. And even that tower, whose effective radius doesn't stretch out more than 1.5 miles or so, was given some flack by at least one person opposed to the project. Luckily, the village downtown area of Essex has coverage, but outside the area, bon chance. And here comes problem two. The only towers that are usually approved in the Adirondack Park are those so-called Frankenpine towers. What's worse is that those towers cannot extend above the tree line. And that's usually 90 to 100 feet in height. Normal cell towers like the ones we see outside the park, like in towns such as Peru and Plattsburgh, are a good 200 feet or so. Tall enough to have a much larger radius than those Frankenpines, meaning more people have more service using as few towers as needed. But with the APA having aesthetic concerns with those 200-foot tall cell towers, and the APA not showing any concern with train derailments like in East Palestine, which can easily happen here, it'll be quite a while before we ever get rid of the many cellular dead zones in the park. I suppose it's a good thing that Apple and other smartphone manufacturers are introducing life-saving features like emergency SOS via satellite, because with the Adirondack Park Agency deciding whether 21st century infrastructure exists here, I guess the old adage, if a tree falls in a forest and no one's around to hear it, doesn't make a sound, can be translated as, if someone's having a heart attack in their house and they can't call an ambulance, do they still have an emergency? Oh, and fun fact, the APA doesn't even have their own email address in 2023. Seems on brand for them to be stuck in the past.